Citizens in Canada are seeking to overturn the results of the 2011 federal election, which provided Stephen Harper's Conservative Party with a much coveted majority in the Canadian Parliament. The Harper government claims to possess a full democratic mandate, but evidence has surfaced over the past 6 months demonstrating that voters from demographics that seldom vote Conservative received fraudulent automated phone messages, also known as robocalls, directing them to fictional polling stations. The Canadian government has often spuriously alleged that election fraud has taken place in other countries' elections, even though mainstream polls have often accurately predicted the announced outcomes of those elections. Yet this could be a case of they who doth protest too much. The social justice group, the Council of Canadians, is providing financial backing to cover the legal expenses of those members of the electorate who claim they were disenfranchised in the pivotal 2011 federal election.
Where there were a number of misleading calls that were made in as many as 200 constituencies across Canada, directing people to go to different polls. They've misrepresented themselves, indicating that they were Elections Canada. You know, what we've been going through has been called a coup d'etat in slow motion, and unfortunately, a lot of the citizens have been asleep at the wheel.
The Council of Canadians and other defenders of Canadian democracy were pleased with the recent ruling of a federal judge who rejected the Conservative Party's motions to obstruct those who want to dispute the legitimacy of the Canadian government's mandate in court. The judge stated that, far from being frivolous or vexatious, the applications raise serious issues about the integrity of the democratic process in Canada and point to a campaign of activities that would seek to deny eligible voters their right to vote and/or manipulate or interfere with that right being exercised freely. Observed that the evidence of election fraud could shake public confidence and trust in the electoral process.
No, I wouldn't say that Harper is enhancing democracy. He's not much about democracy in general, I don't think.
Critics observe that the Harper government is one of the most zealous advocates of what it calls democracy promotion in certain countries which it deems undemocratic. Such critics say that before the Canadian government engages in such social engineering abroad, that it should ensure that it has a democracy at home. Joshua Blakeney, Press TV, Calgary.